Hi, this is Mrs. Pianta. Today in class we wrote our intros for our essays. If you are trying to help your student complete their work, or if you are a student and you need some additional help, this is the video for you. Today you are going to need a piece of paper. You are going to need your box and bullet plan. There is a video on how to do this if you are missing it. And you are going to need your example intro hooks, okay? There are 4 things that we need for an effective intro. We need a relevant and engaging hook. I'll tell you more about that. We need a transition to our central idea, we need our central idea, which comes from our box and bullet plan, and we need to forecast or preview our supporting ideas. These come from our box and bullet plan as well. So we already have 2 of these. We're going to work on the first 2 though. So we are going to start off by writing a hook. In class, we learned that we can write a relevant and engaging scene, including setting and action details. We learned that we can use alliteration. We learned we can use a metaphor, and we learned we can use imagery. So in class, we mostly started with our relevant scene with setting and action details, and we decided that it was great to start with imagine you are, okay? In order to figure out what kind of scenario or what kind of story you want to tell, it might be good for you to look back at your box and bullet plan. Your pieces of evidence might be good examples of things you could turn into a story. If you're looking at it and you're like, I don't know what kind of story I could write about, you can always look back at the texts that are going to be where we get our evidence from and find something you can write a story about. A lot of students have written stories about dolphins, whales, clownfish. Those are the main 3. I'm sure there's another one that I can't think of right now. Just fish in general. Okay, and remember that a great narrative has a conflict, a problem. So you're going to have conflict, action, setting details, maybe even the inner thoughts of the creature, maybe even some dialogue if we're feeling fancy. Okay, so go ahead and pause and try to write a narrative, a story about a sea creature. Pause it, try writing for 3 minutes, see what you have. Okay, hopefully you have written a relevant story. We're going to try out just one more, and the one that I think is easiest for students to try out is this alliteration. Alliteration means we are repeating the beginning sound. So it might be something like 5 fish forage through the ocean, finding what they think is food but is actually fake. Okay, that might be a good example of alliteration. So think about these different creatures, think about their problems, and see if you can try to make that beginning sound repeat. Go ahead and try writing for 3 minutes. Okay, now, I forgot to mention, in class we had 1 on one side and 1 on the other. If you didn't do it, it's not a big deal. This is just a draft. So once you've done 2, we're going to pick our favorite one. We have our hook. That was our hook. Now we need to transition to our central idea. And since I find this is really hard for 6th graders, I decided to start this year with giving them a sentence starter. Later in the year, I will not give that. But the sentence starter that I have here is scenarios like this happen often because. So go ahead and pause the video and copy that down. And then after because, you're going to fill in this blank with your central idea. Your central idea is the top box on your box and bullet plan. So you're just going to copy it from here onto here. Pause the video and do that. Now we need to forecast our supporting ideas. Forecast means we are talking about them without explaining them yet. So I again gave a sentence starter for this. I decided this happens by, because might make more sense for yours, but figure out what makes it sound good. And then you're going to fill in that blank with your supporting ideas, which are the next two boxes. So this happens by, write one supporting idea, and write your second supporting idea. And then you are finished.